Alright, so this is going to be my attempt at making a comprehensible workout video for those who like to shoot, train, maybe for those who just want to be a little bit healthier, all the above. So, as you can see, I have no equipment, no dumbbells, I don't have anything. So, the purpose of this is to use only calisthenics. So purely body weight exercises. The reason I'm doing that is because I don't have a lot of workout equipment. I don't expect anyone, especially people just getting into it, to have a lot of workout equipment. And I would like this to be something that you can just do with your dry fire. So if you're dry firing your pistol for 30 minutes to an hour every day, or 5 or 6 days out of the week, this is another 20-30 minutes maybe at the most you can add on to that to supplement your training. Anyway, so let's get started. First, I'm going to go over push-ups. There are three points that I really want to cover. So, and these are just things that everybody does kind of wrong. But first is probably the most important one is your elbows, or think about like your wingspan with your elbows stuck out. So a lot of people, and you see this in the movies and all that stuff, is they will flare their elbows out really far when they're doing their push-ups. That is bad. That's damage in the shoulder waiting to happen. Do not do that. What you want to think of is like a jet plane. So very aggressively swooped back, not tucked in to the point they're rubbing your sides, but kind of at an angle like this. That's a lot more natural for your shoulder. It's not going to mess it up. Let's see. And second point will be your hands. A lot of people don't think about this, but when a lot of people are doing push-ups, all the weight kind of gets rolled over onto this side of the hand. And that kind of goes into play too if you swing your elbows too wide. You'll notice that. But what you want to do is focus on rolling your hand in to this ball right here, right under your index finger. If you roll your hands in like that, it evens out the pressure and it actually makes the push-ups easier and it makes them more effective on working out your muscles. So, and then third and final point before we get into actually doing these is your, let's call it your push-up posture. So a lot of people, when they do push-ups, whether they realize it or not, will do either butt-ups, where their butt is way too high, like that, or they'll sack in the middle, like that. You don't need to do either of those. So try to focus on flexing your core area. If you had abs, that's where they would be. Try to focus on flexing that and tensing it up, because it's really hard to sag, especially down. It's really hard to sag down when you're focused on tensing that up. So what you want to see is more like like if I stick my arm out, it's pretty well aligned with my body. Your butt might look a little bit high, but as long as you're not kind of like rolled back on your feet, you're good. That's 3 points. So just remember elbows, hands, and push-up posture. I'll go ahead and demonstrate one. So it should look like this. And what you'll see there too, you don't want to do this. Like that's not a push-up. You want to do full complete reps, like so. I like to graze my chin on the ground, not slam it obviously, but I like to touch my chin to the ground because that lets me know that I made it all the way. Realistically, you're looking for, imagine somebody has their fist under your chest. And every time you do a push-up, you're trying to touch that fist. That's realistically what you're looking for. I use my chin because that's just easiest for me to know that I've gone all the way down and done a full rep. But figure out what works best for you. You can take a Coke can and stick it under your chest, or something of a fist size, whatever you want to do. Up to you. So now for the actual exercise. So this is going to be very custom fit for each and every person watching this. So, and we're going to do every exercise this way. What you're going to do, you're going to get down in your push-up position, figure out your elbows, do 1 or 2 reps if you need to, something like that. But what you want to do is as many as you can. If that's 5 push-ups or if that's 25 push-ups, just get down and just push out as many push-ups as you can. And when you get to that number, so say if you did 22 push-ups, you want to round down to the nearest 5, if that makes sense. So, 22 push-ups, my goal is now 20. And if you do 9 push-ups, round it down to 5. It may seem counterproductive, but trust me. So always round down to the nearest 5, whatever number you get, and that will then be your goal. So now every day when I go to do push-ups, I maxed out at 11. So my goal is to do 10 good form, full rep push-ups. And you want to do that for a week and then reassess. So limit yourself, only do the 10 push-ups and I would say take a rest day. Do 6 days on, 1 day off. Personally, I'm going to be doing Monday through Saturday, and I'm going to have Sundays as a rest because of church, friends coming over, hanging out with family, things like that. It just makes sense. But figure out what day works best for you. Make a rest day. It is important to rest your muscles, but they don't need that much rest. So again, you're not going to be bench pressing 400, 500 pounds by the end of this. You're not going to look like John Cena, okay? This is strictly for the purpose of improving your shooting. This is so when you're doing rifle training, your left arm doesn't feel like it's going to fall off after 10 minutes, like mine does. So, moving on to the next exercise. So, we've done our arms, kind of our upper body. Now we're going to focus on our core. Core sucks. Nobody likes to do it. Gets neglected, but it's important. So for a core, we're going to be doing double crunches. It's a variation of sit-ups. I feel like they get a good workout because it is easy to, especially with like your average like sit up like that, it is very easy just to isolate the upper half of your core, and we really want to work all of it. Not saying that you're going to have a 4-6 pack of abs after this, but you will have a stronger, firmer core, which in play will actually help your push-ups too. So it all kind of ties together. So anyway, double crunches. If you've never heard of them, here's what they are. Literally, you can start by just laying down. Cross your legs in the air, right? You keep them up like that and kind of try to hold them out of the way from you a little bit, and then that's what a rep looks like. So you come up about midway, your shoulders are about level with your knees, and then you drop it back down. Now, don't just lay on the ground when you come back down. Obviously, try to keep your shoulder blades from really touching. Another thing, so if you noticed, my hands weren't here. A lot of people like to keep your hands either here when they're doing sit-ups or by the sides of their head. Don't do it. And I say that because it is really, really easy to accidentally help yourself. And that is not a good thing in this scenario. So I've seen a lot of people, even with just normal sit-ups, But a lot of people will be here and not know it, and they'll flick those elbows and it helps you up. And that cheats your exercise. Don't cheat yourself, right? It can happen on this. And so I recommend two different things. One is kind of a hard mode. So you could do like what I do, keep your hands down here, because you're not cheating yourself with that. There's no amount of fling down into the floor that can help you, because you know you're 20-30 reps in, just trying to get done with your set, and you're not going to notice those wrist flicks. So you could keep your hands out at your sides, or if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you could do like the water slide or the Pharaoh, whatever you want to call it. But just keep your hands here, touching your body like a water slide, you know, hands on shoulders, things like that. Because again, you're not really, I mean, if you want to hit yourself, but then you'll kind of notice it. So you're not cheating yourself with that one either. And again, that puts a lot more weight on your chest, so it is technically a better workout. I'm not going to say you have to do that, but if you want a little bit more of a challenge, then go for it. Our last workout, everyone hates. I hate it. But again, this is not, so this is set up so you can do it like, basically if you have the space to lay down on your floor, you can do this workout. That's my goal. So no equipment, not a lot of space. You can do this anywhere. So, you know, if you're traveling in a hotel room, whatever you got to do, no excuses, right? So cardio. We're going to do cardio and kind of fit legs in the same drill. And some of you might know where I'm going with this. So burpees, right? Everybody loves them. So to do the burpees, I'm going to be putting in a squat, and then I'm going to jump with it, and then I'm going to go into a push-up. So this is very much a full body workout, but it gets you breathing hard, and it gets you breathing hard fast, okay? This is, if you don't do but 5 or 10 of these, that's fine. I kind of expected it. I don't know if I would get past 10 at this point. All right, so, and again, I'm doing this because not everyone has a place. Running is good cardio, but not everybody has a good place to run. Not everybody has a safe neighborhood to run in, a park to go to, and sometimes you may just be lazy. Sometimes you don't want to go out to the park, you know? So, and again, I'm doing this purely calisthenics, so treadmills don't count. If you have a treadmill, good for you, but I hate them anyway, so. All right, burpees, let's do it. So we're gonna start out, we're gonna get a good squat, and this is how to find good squat, all right? So you're not leaning forward. We're not doing any of these, right? You want to focus on sticking your butt out, right? So when you go down, have your arms out almost like you're pushing something is what I like to do. But have your arms out as a counterweight and act like you're sitting in a chair. Like I really want you to push your back out. Because leaning forward is just not, you're not getting good reps in, right? So this is a squat, right? Now out of that squat, I want you to jump. So we're gonna go here, nice deep squat. Now don't sit down, but ideally you want to go very much level thighs, right? So you're gonna go down, level thighs, shoot up to the roof. I can touch my ceiling. So my goal is touch my ceiling every time. But just a good, like you really want to push off the floor. And then once you come off, don't just fall down really fast. Don't get down there as fast as you can, just to get the workout done with. Because again, you're gonna start cheating yourself and it's not gonna be as good. So once you go up, I want you to land, and we're gonna come down, kick the legs out. Now don't be doing one of these. double leg donkey kick, whatever's back here. No, it's not necessary, right? So at this point, we're going squat, jump, push up. We've already been over the push up. You should know how to do one. So yeah, you go in, you land, hands on the ground, 1, 2, push up, 1, 2, jump. That's 1 rep. 1 squat, jump, push up, jump. It's a lot, but it gets you breathing heavy. It gets you breathing hard, it gets you breathing fast, and it is really good cardio. Cardio is a thing. I'm gonna say it, cardio will save your life. Yeah, the push-ups are great. The sit-ups are great. Those are both really, really good things that will help you out and really good supplements to cardio. Cardio is the core of any good workout because it supplements everything. If you can't breathe, you die. That's kind of like not having, so Havoc 2-1 Jonathan talks a lot about water purification and having it on you. Even if you don't have food, you can survive on water for a decent amount of time. If you don't have water, you're dead in, I think it's 3 days, but that last day, you're really not going anywhere. This is your water. This is the water of your workout. Without this, how are you gonna sprint 50, 100 yards and still be able to shoot somebody? You're not. There's no way. If you're breathing, panting, sweaty, and on top of that, let's say you have 40, 60 pounds of kit on you, and you've just sprinted 50 yards, it's gonna take you a second to get that shot off. And that second could be the difference between your life or death or your loved one's life or death. It's very important. And that's kind of where my mindset is when doing this whole workout anyway, is does it keep me functional? Big muscles aren't functional. They take too much oxygen. Now, are you going to see some muscle tone? Are you going to see your triceps start to peek out a little bit? Are you going to get, is the wife going to like you a little bit more? Yes, absolutely. But you're not getting buff. You're getting toned is what I want you to think about it. You're going to be a sleek, toned, shooting machine, all right? So now that we've done our burpees, let's go over long-term goals, right? So I said earlier something about a week. So putting down, if you need to, grab a notebook, write it down, put it in your phone, whatever. But I want you to track, right? You need goals. You need to track where you're at and where you're going and where you've been, right? So once you do, you're doing reps till failure, right? So today you're not doing 10 push-ups. You're doing as many push-ups as you can possibly do with good form before you cannot do push-ups anymore. Same thing with sit-ups, same thing with burpees. Keep good form. If you start realizing in your push-ups that you can't hold your middle up anymore, or your elbows are just absolutely all over the place and you can't really keep them in the same spot, stop. That's it. That's your limit, right? No shame in where the limit's at. That's just where you're at. Like I said, if it's 5 or if it's 25, nobody cares. Just do your best. Same thing with sit-ups. If you're trying to give yourself momentum to get up out of that sit-up, quit. Burpees, if you can't do 1 rep without pausing, which is, the squat, the jump, the push-up, and the jump, quit, right? You should be able to do all those fairly quickly in progression without stopping. So once you've found all of we're going to call it your soft limit. It's not a hard limit. You're going to go past it. But once you found your soft limit, write it down, take note of it somehow. Like I said, round down to the nearest multiple of 5. And that is your goal for a week, okay? Try to get 1 full week in of your first soft limit that you're doing now, if that makes sense. And you can always message me on X or comment below this video, whatever you need to do for more questions. I know I'm not always the clearest, so if I need to clarify anything, that's fine. Feel free to ask me any questions. But write down your soft limits, keep track of them, and every week. So my rest day is Sunday, so I'm going to do my soft limit all week. On Sunday, I'll do my rest day. Monday, I'm going to bump it up 5, right? I'm going to push myself. Let's say I've done 10 push-ups every day for 6 days, and then I rested. I can do 15 now, right? And if you find, so let's say that I do that, and I do my 10 for a week, I do my rest day, and then on Monday I try to do 15, and I can't get to 15 with good form, stay at 10 for that week. No shame in that. But try to constantly push. As far as long-term goals, your goal should be, and what my goal is, I want to be able to do 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, and 25 burpees. I want to be able to do those every single day, good form, all the way through all of them. Now, that's going to take you a month or 2, right? That's going to take a little bit to get through. Once we get to that, we'll see where we're going from there. But being able to get down and do 50 good form push-ups is no small feat. Not everybody can do that, right? Unless they work out. Most people couldn't give you more than 20 push-ups, good form push-ups, if you ask them like, hey, can you give me 20, right? So 50 is a really good number, and you will at that point start to see a noticeable difference in the amount, like if you're going to USPSA matches, you will start to see a noticeable difference in the amount that you're able to run, to shoot, to focus on target, and still be able to breathe. Your arms not feel on fire, especially if you're using a rifle, like I said. Whether that's for like a CQB application or like a PCC, you'll notice a difference. You really will. So I'll stop rambling. This has been my video on workouts. I hope it was somewhat comprehensible. Again, message me on X, comment below this video. Either one works. With any questions, I'll clear up anything that I can. I'm not perfect. I might have missaid some things, so call me out on it. This has been my video, and no excuses, guys. Get to work.